Hello, and welcome back to Scrum Study, Principles of Scrum. In this session, we'll discuss an important concept, collaboration in Scrum. Collaboration refers to the Scrum core team working together and interfacing with the stakeholders to create and validate the deliverables of the project to meet the goals outlined in the project vision. It's important to note the difference between cooperation and collaboration here. Cooperation occurs when the worked product consists of the sum of the work efforts of various people on a team. Collaboration occurs when a team works together to play off each other's inputs to produce something greater. There are three core dimensions of collaborative work. Let's look at them one by one. The first core dimension is awareness. It essentially means that individuals working together need to be aware of each other's work. The next dimension is articulation. Collaborating individuals must divide work into units, distribute those units among team members, and then, after the work is done, reintegrate the units into a cohesive whole. The last core dimension is appropriation, which refers to adapting technology to one's own situation. The technology may be used in a manner completely different than expected by the designers. Now that we have an understanding of collaboration and its core dimensions, let's consider the key benefits of collaboration in Scrum projects. The Agile Manifesto stresses customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Thus, the Scrum framework adopts an approach in which the Scrum core team members, the product owner, Scrum Master, and Scrum team, collaborate with each other and the stakeholders to create the deliverables that provide the greatest possible value to the customer. This collaboration occurs throughout the project. Collaboration ensures that the following benefits are realized. The need for bringing about changes due to poorly clarified requirements is minimized. For example, during the Create Project Vision, Develop Epics, and Create Prioritize Product Backlog processes, the product owner collaborates with stakeholders to create the project vision, epics, and prioritize product backlog, respectively. This will ensure that there's clarity among Scrum core team members on the work that's required to complete the project. The Scrum team collaborates continuously with the product owner and stakeholders through a transparent, prioritized product backlog to create the project deliverables. The processes conduct daily stand-up,
refine prioritized product backlog process,
and retrospect sprint provide scope to the Scrum core team members to discuss what's been done and collaborate on what needs to be done. Thus, the number of change requests from the customer and rework is minimized. The second benefit is that risks are identified and dealt with efficiently. For example, risks to the project are identified and assessed in the Develop Epics, Create Deliverables, and Conduct Daily Stand-Up processes by the Scrum core team members. The Scrum meeting tools such as the Daily Stand-Up meeting, Sprint, Planning meeting, Prioritize Product Backlog Review meeting, and so on provide opportunities to the team to not only identify and assess risks, but also to implement risk responses to high priority risks. A third benefit is that the true potential of the team is realized. For example, conducting the daily stand-up process provides scope for the Scrum team to collaborate and understand the strengths and weaknesses of its members. If a team member has missed a task deadline, the Scrum team members align themselves collaboratively to complete the task and meet the targets agreed to for completing the sprint. A fourth benefit is that continuous improvement is ensured through lessons learned in collaboration. For example, the Scrum team uses the retrospect sprint process to identify what went well and what didn't go well in the previous sprint. This provides opportunity to the Scrum Master to work with the team and rework and improve the team for the next scheduled sprint. This will also ensure that collaboration is even more effective in the next sprint. Pause this video if you wish to study the displayed diagram. It provides an illustration of the benefits of collaboration in Scrum projects. We'll now consider the importance of co-location in collaboration. For many of the Scrum practices, high bandwidth communication is required. To enable this, it's preferred that team members are co-located. Co-location allows both formal and informal interactions between team members. This provides the advantage of having team members always at hand for coordination, problem solving, and learning. One of the key benefits of co-location is that it allows questions to get answered quickly. Another benefit is that problems are fixed on the spot. With co-location, less friction occurs between interactions. In collaborative, co-located teams, trust is gained and given more quickly. There are collaboration tools that can be used for co-located or distributed items. For co-located teams, those working in the same office, a preferred collaboration tool is face-to-face communications. Co-located teams can also use decision rooms or war rooms, scrum boards, wall displays, shared tables, and so on.
Now, let us discuss collaboration in distributed teams. Although co-located teams are preferred, at times the Scrum team may be distributed. Scrum team members may be working from multiple physical locations, such as different cities or even different countries, and/or may also be working from home. Even when teams are co-located, team members should have the flexibility to work remotely in case of any extenuating circumstances that could impact the team's ability to work in a co-located environment. In such situations, it may be required to ensure that Scrum team members are set up to work effectively with the team distributed. Use of Scrum Project Tool to facilitate collaboration. Using a collaborative Scrum project tool is highly recommended to ensure that team members can work productively, particularly when team members are not co-located at the workplace. The tool should ideally provide the capability to efficiently define all Scrum roles and provide messaging or collaboration functionality for all team members to interact with each other. Create and work through important Scrum artifacts, such as the prioritized product backlog, sprint backlog, Scrum board, etc. Provide the workflow to work through different Scrum processes involved in the initiate, planning, implementing, retrospect, and release phases. Scale to organization or enterprise levels if Scrum is being implemented within a large organization or enterprise. Schedule Scrum-related meetings, such as release planning meetings, daily stand-up meetings, sprint planning meetings, sprint review meetings, retrospective sprint meetings, product backlog review meetings, and so on. However, the actual meetings may be conducted in a separate video conferencing tool. Allow Scrum team members to easily communicate with each other online, either one-on-one or through distributed groups and/or discussion forums, since effective co-located Scrum teams communicate with each other regularly. Note, however, that unlike with co-located teams, team members in distributed teams need to understand that other team members may not be available at the same time for instant communication. Capture lessons learned from retrospectives, etc., with appropriate reports generated on the fly. Incorporate automation so that any templates or guidance from the Scrum guidance body are available to all Scrum teams throughout the organization. For example, the definition of ready or the definition of done. Allow the Scrum guidance body to access Scrum-related behavior, such as maximum number of team members, sprint durations, and so on. And clone from similar projects, epics, and user stories. This will allow Scrum team members to spend less time creating unnecessary or duplicate documentation and learn from experiences from similar completed work. This is especially beneficial when Scrum teams are using similar implementation processes to create identical category of products. For example, an advertising firm creating print advertisements for different clients, a construction firm creating drawings for similar road construction activities, and so on. Benefits of using a Scrum tool for distributed teams include the following. Facilitate Scrum team meetings to work at any time from any place. Automation of reports, chats, calendar, workflows, and so on. Enforcement of standard guidelines across the organization by automating Scrum guidance body recommendations. Increased efficiency due to a decrease in time spent creating repetitive or unnecessary documentation when cloning from similar projects, e.g., cloning epics and user stories. Working with a more diverse team, at times working from different countries, often incorporates local perspectives and experiences. less logistical challenges as compared to challenges that may arise from ensuring that all team members are working from one location. This can also save time and costs for expenses related to travel, expensive work locations, and so on. It is important for distributed teams to pay special attention to the principles of Scrum to ensure that they are followed. Emphasis should be on enabling a transparent and collaborative work environment of trust.
And with that, we conclude this session on the Scrum Principle of Collaboration. I look forward to seeing you in the next session on the Scrum Principle of Value-Based Prioritization. Thank you for learning with us.